problem like this might have the instructions that say factor and solve for x, then sketch a graph. So I'm first going to see what I can pull out of both of these things. Always greatest common factor. I think I can pull out a x squared, 2x squared, right? So let's see. 32 divided by 2 is 16. That looks good. 128 divided by 2 is 64. I think that's going to be good. So that's going to leave us with 16x squared minus 64. This isn't done being factored yet because it's a difference of squares. Right here I have 4x being squared, and I also have 8 being squared. 8 times 8 is 64. Yeah. So I'm going to follow my rule that says a squared minus b squared is going to be equal to a plus b times a minus b. So anywhere I see an a, I put in this stuff. My a value is going to be 4x, and my b value is going to be 8. So anywhere in this rule that I see a b, I'm going to replace it with an 8. So that's going to look like 4x plus 8 and 4x minus 8. And then we can't forget about this 2x squared. And since we're solving, we're going to set it all equal to 0. And from here, I can set each part equal to 0. So 2x squared is equal to 0. 4x plus 8 is equal to 0. And 4x minus 8 is equal to 0. I probably could have factored this down further because both of these things are divisible by 4, but it worked out. So we're going to divide by 2 here. So x squared is equal to 0. The square root of this is going to be 0. This is what they call a double 0. So it's going to bounce off my x-axis. And then I'm going to solve these ones. I get a minus 8, and I get 4x is equal to negative 8. So x is equal to negative 2. And then x is going to be equal to a positive 2 because I add 8. 4x is equal to 8 divided by 4, and x is equal to 2. So when I go to plot this, I have my x-axis and my y-axis. That's an awful x-axis. See if I can do a better one. Oh, there we go. Okay. So I'm going to have a point at 0. I'm going to have a point at negative 2 and a point at positive 2. These are all x-intercepts. So my leading coefficient on this was a 32. That's positive. And I have a degree of 4. So the ends of my graph should be ending up in the same spot. So they're going to end up going up because it's a positive leading coefficient and it's even degrees. So they're going to end up going the same way. I do have to think about this x is equal to 0. It's called a double 0 because it's going to bounce off right there at the x-axis. So when I draw this, I have to consider all of this stuff. I have to go through this one, which means I'm going to bounce going down and then come back up. Alright, and that's it.